I'm here with my 2012 GasGas EC300 and finally gonna change the stock rotor on it. It's pretty bad. I don't know if you can notice that. It's pretty bad. It's probably better than my XR, but I'm gonna change it out. So I bought Moose Racing stainless steel rotor. There's some part numbers, and I'll have it in the description too. There's more set of numbers, and the number on it is 171111418. And it looks like, I used my calipers, it looks like the bolts will line up, so this should be the correct one. The part number up here is 19-15289. Moose Racing. I think it was like $69, I want to say. So I'm going to change this out. Obviously I also have a set of pads. I'm going to do the front one too. So we'll get to that one here in a minute. The pads, I got EBC Brakes. They're high performance off-road brakes. They're made in USA, which is cool. FA367R. So I'm going to put these on the bike. So new set of pads, new rotor. The pads on it are not bad, but why be cheap? Just replace it all and have a nice fresh set. So I got it off. They're just 8mm, so 8mm socket, and they come right off. And if you use impact, it was no issue whatsoever. And so what you want to do before you open the package, especially when you have no idea on a part, and now you'll know what part fits though. Set it on top, line up the bolts, look at that, it fits, it's the same circumference, so I'm good to go on the Moose Racing. I can use that one. That actually works. Just to let you know, because there is a recess cut into these rotors, it does fit the GasGas OEM bolt heads perfectly. So that is perfect. Oop. Obviously, after you use one of these, put your socket on a wrench and do it by hand. Or if you're worried about torque specs, look up the torque specs. I don't know what they are. And you do it to torque, you know, to a spec. I'm not that worried. So anyways, that's what it looks like on my OEM rim. Everything else is OEM here, or other than the sprocket obviously. But that's what it looks like. It's pretty easy to change a rotor. Just do it. As always, something has to be complicated in doing a simple brake rotor job. I never have luck with those plugs that are in there. You know, you put a flathead and turn it. Even when I believe I put anti-seize on these before, and I've had to drill them out before on my Honda. They're a pain in the butt. So got the hole in it, and now with this guy it will come out. Yeah, you can kind of see the anti-seize. It's just dry and crusty, and it didn't really make it so I could remove it any easier. Hopefully the threads are good. Hopefully the Allen is good. I believe it is, because what I used to kind of tap the hole, I always have good luck with this set. It's these type of guys. It's generic, but I always have good luck with these. This must be a good set because I've used it a lot, and it will drill a hole through anything. And sometimes it will actually catch and pull it out, but in this case there's room behind a drilled hole through. And I'm like, well, the only thing I have that might work is these easy out type deals, which I can tell you the brand of that right there. And you know, they call it spiral flute extractor set, and it worked. Got it right out. Wasn't too big of a chore, just a pain in the butt. Obviously I'm not putting that thing back in. I'm just gonna leave it out. I don't think, I mean, I guess there is a risk that you end up that comes loose, the pin comes loose and just slides out. I suppose I could take this drilled one and put it back in there as something. I don't think I have extra. At one point I bought extra for the Honda. I'm not going to look for them. I'm going to do a quick look, but I don't believe I actually have them. I think I actually put the new ones in when I did it. Because again, I had to drill out that bike before. The front of this bike, the caliper, doesn't have one. So it's not a big deal. Anyways, just figured you might experience that. It's really not a big deal. There is some space back there, so when it goes through, you're not hitting the Allen. And now the Allen should come right out. I guess I could do that on video. I believe it's this guy. Yep. So. Reverse. Make sure. Okay, had to make sure it was in there. And there we go. Impact, best thing ever. There we go. And then the pads will drop right out. Pretty simple thing to do is change pads. I don't think I need to hold your hand. Just kind of showing you that mainly the Moose rear rotor works. And just a tip on how, don't be afraid to drill out the plug if you need to. Most likely you will. They always seem to not come out. And you might have to change these pins from time to time too. Inspect them for wear, what have you. So that's what it looks like with the brake pads in, nice and meaty. I went ahead and put that drilled, tapped out cap back on. I guess I can go ahead and buy some. They're not expensive, but they always just seem to get stuck in there. If you have any tips, I tried to use anti-seize, but that seemed to be dried out, and that's what was making it worse than any other time that I've had one. I mean, I've only had one stuck before. So, I don't know. Maybe some silicone grease or something just to, you know, put it on. I mean, because if you lose this, who cares, right? It's mainly your pin you don't want to fall out. So, anyways, that's what it looks like together. And that's what the wheel looks like with the new rear rotor. And I will get this back together. I guess the one only other tip, you know, you can pry the old pads apart and push the piston back in. I forgot to do that. Or I have a C-clamp. I use these for automotive applications too. Fits perfect. And you're just pushing that piston back in and put the pads back on, put the wheel back on, and remember to pump your brakes. Otherwise, you might not have any brakes, which is always scary, getting on the bike and being like, I can't stop. I got the front wheel off the bike, which is easy to do, no big deal. You should know how to do that. Just got off the rotor, used a little heat on the bolts, but what you're gonna need is a T30, well, not a T30, a 30 star to get those guys off. Why did GasGas use those on the front? No one's stealing your dang rotors. They didn't use them on the back, so just causes a lot of issues. But anyways, the impact came in handy for that, and I also had one that is the magnet because I did have a sensor on the bike at one point. Anyways, I just matched up the rotor. The rotor is the correct size for Moose Racing for the front. So it is a 19-15278, and again, Moose Racing stainless steel rotor. And then there's more stuff there, but I think that's all you need. There's probably a number on it. Let's take a look. And the number that is stamped in here is 17111. 402. if that matters. And again, Moose Racing. So nice and thick, and I'm excited to have a non-squeaky front because mine has been tweaked from pretty much since having it. I was told that it was tweaked when I lent it to a guy built racing products in spring to make a, I guess, stabilizer unit for this bike. He lives by me, and he was like, "Hey, your rotor's tweaked." That was back in probably 2014. In 2014, I posted up on the GasGas forum saying, "Hey, it's tweaked." GasGas wanted like $300 for a rotor. Yeah, whatever. They're smoking crack. No one's buying a part from them. So some people mention Moose Racing, but they tend not to give you part numbers. Well, anyways, this is why I'm giving you part numbers so you don't have to try and figure this out. And the front pads I will be using are actually the same as the Honda XR650R. So if you go into a Honda dealer, just get the XR650R pads and you're good to go. It's EBC and it's FA367R. They're the same, so it makes sourcing the front easy. Even though the rear is close to the same, it's slightly smaller, so you have to get the one I told you for the rear. Unfortunately, the Honda one does not work, but you can at least get the front right from a Honda dealer. Simple. I'm going to clean this up and put this together. So looking at the rear rotor, it will tell you the minimum thickness is 3.5 millimeters. I checked it right there in the middle because the ends flare out. It is 3.4, so the rear was definitely ready to go. The front, the minimum thickness is 3 millimeters, and it was not down to that yet, but like I said, it was tweaked, and I do see when I put the calipers on that some of these are tweaked over. The other thing to note, again, my bike has a 2012 GasGas EC300. Originally these were made by and sourced for the bike Gelfer, which is a name brand. I didn't even think about coming out and looking at part numbers, but the part number for Gelfer is DF677W. Number over here is KBA61147. And I don't know what this means over here, but it says 150. That might be the patented. I don't know. So, in theory, you should be able to get this from Gelfer, as they still make them. And I'm gonna guess the rear is probably the same. It's just, yeah, it's Gelfer also. I think the part number is right over here. Let's see if I can get that for everybody. Okay, I cleaned this up. Now I can read the number. A little WD-40 and a old toothbrush cleaned it up pretty good. DF678WLL. Again, it's Gelfer, G-A-L-F-E-R. And the other numbers over there, but I don't think you really need that. I think the big number is the one you would need if you contacted Gelfer. This is the part I have. This is the bike it goes to. Can I buy this? They might say yes. Again, Moose Racing though worked. There it is on the bike. And it was like $69, I believe. And the pads were another like 30 bucks per set, you know, per wheel. So, you know, got a little into it, but brakes are a safety thing, and they do seem to last for quite a long time. So it's one of those things you can't really complain about. That's it on. If you're wondering what this line is right here, that is from my clake. I just left it on because I didn't know if I'd put back on the clake. I'm going to take that off. I enjoy the bike without the clake, so I think I will take that off. I'll probably sell the clake here at some point, probably for a good deal. I don't know, make me an offer in the comments, and maybe if you're within the US, I would be willing to give you the clake. I have the Clake Pro all-in-one clutch. It's not on the bike anymore. Ran it for years. I just, you know, I don't know. I like it. I miss it in the technical, but at the same time, I don't know. I just don't think it worked well on this bike. Moose Racing again, like I said. So that's definitely just go with the Moose Racing probably, unless you want to look up the Gelfer just to keep with OEM. I mean, these lasted me a long time, so these are well made. And I'll put everything in the description, all these part numbers and stuff, and then that way you can go try to source this stuff yourself. If I can, I'll put some links to it online, that way you can find them. I did buy the Moose stuff. I got off Dennis Kirk actually, and it came right away. So I haven't ordered from Dennis Kirk in probably like 10 years, so that was nice. The pads I got off Amazon. They were as much as a dealer would charge, and I believe they were shipped by some dealer. One was from like Arizona, so I could have probably went to my local dealer and sourced those. I just didn't. So anyways, you know, with everything going on in the world, I didn't want to go out if I don't have to. So anyways, there's my bike. Still needs more freshen up, but at least I can stop now. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helps you to keep your 2012 GasGas EC300 going. So take care and stay well, my friends. Have a good one. Bye.